Yo, what's up, you guys? Tamim from Tamim Tech, back again with another video. We are following up with the Apple Watch Series 6. Today I am giving you a buyer's guide. Should you get the Series 6 if you have the 5 or the 4? Is it worth the upgrade? Should you get the SE? Should you get the 3? Should you keep your 4? Should you keep your 5? Let's find out after the intro. Alright. Hey. So, we got the Series 6, and I gotta put in my pin code because, you know what I'm saying. Pin code, real quick. Alright, so, does this look familiar? Hey, look, I reached my stand goal. Does this look familiar? Because if it does, it should, because it's literally the same. It's the Series 6, but the only thing that's different is the sensors. There are new sensors on here to track your blood oxygen levels, and I think a new heart rate sensor, but there's extra photodioids to detect your blood oxygen levels and to check your pulse. So the design is essentially the same. You get an aluminum case on here. I have a Spigen tough armor case around here to protect the edges. It's got raised edges so that way the glass doesn't get scratched, because honestly there is no good screen protector for Apple Watches. I mean, they're decent, but it takes away from the beautiful glass that is made with these smartwatches. So I'm going to talk about the differences between the Series 6, 5, 4, 3, and SE. Between the 5, 4, and 6, the differences are very, very minimal. It's going to come down to the blood oxygen sensor, the new processor, and the always-on display being a little brighter on the 6, just a little bit, not enough to make you want to drop $400 on a new watch that you already spent almost $400 on last year. So let's get into the specs and the differences between all these watches. You can look this up on Apple's website, but if you want to go the simple route and just listen to me read off what the differences are to you, go ahead and keep sticking around. Thanks. And if you like what you're watching, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to keep up with more content from me. So I'm going to be going over iOS 14, a quick video on watchOS 7, and just, you know, keeping up to date with all the stuff that's going around with tech, because it's almost Techtober, and September's got some new tech. There's new tech coming along, and I'm trying to keep up with it, keep you guys informed on what should be your next purchase, and or if it's worth your purchase. So let's get into these specs. Series 3, you're not going to have an option for cellular connection, meaning you won't be able to use your watch separated from your phone to take calls and texts. That's one of the differences between the 3 and the SE and the 6. And the 4 and 5. Every time I talk about the 6, think about the 4 and 5 minus blood oxygen, because besides that, it's pretty much the same. The 4 doesn't have an always-on display, but those 3 are essentially all the same watches, just with different sensors. So, moving along. So the SE pretty much is the same thing as the Series 4 and 5 minus the ECG. Other than that, it pretty much has everything else the 6 has, minus an always-on altimeter. But who's going to be using that unless you're a die-hard hiker? And it does not have an always-on display. It still has fall detection, and it has pretty much everything else the Series 6 and 5 have. Which, I mean, if ECG is not important to you, and you don't care about having an always-on display, and you don't want to track how your elevation, like always live on the go, you don't want to check your elevation live, it's a no-brainer that the SE could be the one for you, because if you don't need these features, you don't need to spend an extra almost $150 on a new watch. And also the SE only comes in an aluminum case, I believe. Now we have the Series 6, the most advanced Apple Watch to date, and I hope it would be, considering it's the latest. They do this every year. It's the best thing we've ever made. God, I hope so. I hope it's better than last year's model, because it's the new finish, and why would you make something that's worse than last year's model? Anyway, I digress. So we have the Series 6, which has a blood oxygen sensor, a brighter always-on display, and a 20% faster processor to have a more snappier experience in the UI. Will you notice difference if you have a 4 or 5? Probably not, unless you're a die-hard techie who really cares about those extra nanoseconds of speed and performance in your watch, which I hope you don't, because that's honestly a waste of money if those are the things you really care about in your watch. So let's move it on to other differences and similarities between these watches. So one similar thing between these watches, you can swim with them, you can shower with them, because they are water resistant. Are the bands water resistant? They should be, because the band that you're wearing with your watch, so the band will be fine if you're swimming or taking a shower with your watch. Be mindful though of alcohol and yeah, pretty much alcohol, because alcohol has a tendency to ruin materials when it comes to stuff like that. I could be wrong, correct me in the comments. I'm not a 100% absolute master's degree expert in all this tech stuff, so if I am making mistakes with the stuff that I'm presenting to you, let me know in the comments so everybody else can be informed, I can be informed, and I will be sure to have better information in the next video. But moving along, it has 50 meters of water resistant swim proof. So if you go beyond that, there's a chance that the water could actually damage the watch. So don't go beyond 50 meters if you plan on swimming with the device. Before, the Series 6 has the latest and greatest sensors, blood oxygen sensor, heart rate, but that's the only really difference is the blood oxygen sensor, because the other watches clearly and obviously have heart rate sensors, and they all will tell you if you have a heart rate that's way too high for your resting state or way too low for your resting state. Generally it is above 120 resting and below 40 resting, but if you are athletic, having a heart rate that might be below 40 might be okay depending on your fitness level. So you also have emergency SOS on each device. You have international emergency calling on only the SE 4, 5, and 6, not on the 3. You have fall detection on the 4, 5, 6, not on the 3. You have supports family setup, so you can have a family setup now with the Apple Watches. And you have different modes on the watches for when you're in the school setting to prevent distractions. I don't know how likely it is for people to actually use these different features. The 3 does not have a compass. The 4, 5, 6, and SE do. The 3 has an altimeter, and the SE and 6 have an always on altimeter. So those are little differences between these watches. The displays are all the same. Not really. Displays are not all the same. The 3 has a way smaller display. The SE 4, 5, and 6 have a more of a edge-to-edge type display. The 3 has a Retina display. The 4, 5, 6 and SE have a always on Retina. Not always on. God, these are tongue twisters. Sorry. The SE has a Retina display without always on. The 5 and 6 have an always on display. You have 368 by 448 pixels per inch on the 456 SE and 312 by 390 on the 3. So you will have better clarity on the models after the 3. I'm tired of saying these model names, man. It's too much. Too many words. Alright, so what kind of cases do you get with these watches? Because there's always a different kind of Apple Watch case. You have aluminum, titanium, ceramic, and stainless steel. The 3, you're going to get aluminum. With the SE, you're only getting aluminum. With the 4, I believe you got stainless steel, aluminum, and ceramic. And I think you got ceramic with the 5. I'm not sure. But you do get aluminum, stainless steel, and titanium with the 6. And with the aluminum cases, you will get Ion X glass material, which is pretty durable. It might get scratched here and there. But if you get the stainless steel, you will get sapphire glass, which has a higher durability and is more scratch resistant. And it's less like, I don't know if it's more shatter resistant, but it's definitely less or more scratch resistant. Can't talk today, man. I'm drinking Arizona juice, and that juice has got my tongue all tied up right now. But so if you really care about having a watch that's really durable, it doesn't get scratched easy, I would go with the stainless steel or titanium, because you do get that sapphire glass, meaning you won't have to rock a Spigen rugged armor case on your watch in case you are paranoid about your watch getting scratched up and losing its value if you want to sell it later. So I went with the aluminum because I'm cheap. I wanted to get the stainless steel graphite because it looked really dope, but it is what it is. We balling on a budget over here. So with the 6, you do get 2 different colors. You do get the new deep blue, which is a very nice and satisfying color. And then you also get product red, which is something that's been, I think it's been asked for a while now, but it's nice to have different color options. And you only get the blue and product red with the Series 6. With the 4, 5, and SE. The SE you only get silver, space gray, and rose gold. And with the 6, you do get titanium, and just with the titanium color, and you get space black. With the stainless steel, you get gold, PVD, and you get graphite, and you get silver. With the aluminum, you get silver, gold, space gray, blue, and red. So those are your color options when it comes to the Series 6, SE, and Series 3, you get silver and space gray. Very, very basic. When it comes to your safety and health, the Series 3 only has emergency SOS, but with the Series 4, 5, and 6, and SE, you have fall detection and noise monitoring. So the Apple Watch will let you know if you're in a noisy environment to help you protect your ears from ear damage, telling you that you should probably leave that environment or turn down the volume in the area that you are around. If you're playing loud music and it detects that music is too loud for the environment, your environment, and needs to protect your ears, it'll give you a little warning. And I do believe this feature is also included with the headphones if you wear the AirPods and the volume is too loud. I think that's included in there. If it is, I think it is, and I just played around with it on iOS 14. I will make a video for that, going over the new stuff in iOS 14, and I will try to cover that for you guys. So, what else is new here? We just have the digital crown, has haptic feedback on the 6 and the SE. You have dual-core S6 SIP chip and dual-core S5 SIP chip on the SE. You have your optical heart rate sensor, cellular connectivity. All this applies to the SE 4, 5, and 6. You have a speaker and a mic on the 3, 4, 5, 6 SE. So basically, the main differences between the 3 and the SE and 6 is cellular stuff, different processors, different screen, no always on display, no ECG, two different colors. So with the 3, you're not getting a lot out of it compared to the SE, and it's not that much more expensive, the SE, compared to the 3. So I would recommend the SE over the 3 any time of the day. And when it comes to the 4, 5, 6, if you have the Series 4, if you really want an always on display blood oxygen thing, upgrade. But I don't think it's worth the money. You could probably go get a pulse ox somewhere for a lot cheaper and save $300, $400 on a new watch if you really want to check your blood oxygen that bad. The sleep detection and all that stuff, that's on watchOS 7. Hand washing, watchOS 7. Noise monitoring, watchOS 7. A lot of the stuff that's new and featured on the Series 6 is mainly watchOS 7 minus the sensors for checking your blood oxygen. Honestly, that's the only difference. I almost regret buying and selling my Series 5 to get the Series 6 because I'm only really getting blood oxygen, and the heart rate tracking and the workout tracking and GPS all seem to be performing very similar. So it is what it is. I do this for you guys. I do it for myself because I also love having the latest tech. So I mean, it is what it is. I'm happy with my Series 6. It's fine the way it is. So if this video was helpful in you determining what watch is best for you, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. Stay tuned for my next video. So I'm going to be covering watchOS 7 very briefly, iOS 14 very briefly. Try to keep these videos nice, brief, and informative, and maybe somewhat entertaining, even though I'm just sitting here just talking with Shinobi headband and my background's just turned off on me, making everything very boring. It is what it is. So, until next time, peace.